Welcome to the KeyBoard podcast, everybody. Three board friends gather around a virtual table to discuss a variety of tech and entertainment topics along the never-ending quest to find the key to solving boredom. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan. Joining me are co-host Bailey
Hello.
and Cole.
Hello.
God damn it, Cole.
Probably every time.
I know. Thanks, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of our podcast. I almost had that wrong on the script. My God. Thank you for joining us, and you can also catch us live streaming this podcast on Twitch at twitch.tv/keyboardpodcast. Or if you want to catch us afterward on the live recording on youtube.com to search for KeyBoard Podcast. I did find, guys, if you're trying to tell people about the podcast, and this is a little service announcement for the podcast itself, when you go to search for KeyBoard Podcast, because we're not famous yet, it tries to autocorrect it in case you didn't notice. So up at the top on your search results, it's going to be a little thing that says, did you mean to search for this? Hit the right spelling. You spelled it right. It'll be there. Promise. So thank you for that. All right. How's everybody doing? Cole, Bailey?
Good.
I'm just glad that Bailey's mic actually picked up the hello this time.
Okay.
It was perfect.
Well, we fixed it yesterday, so it better work.
Yep.
I hope so.
Sad.
I can't believe it was actually boosting your volume so much, but I guess I didn't know that it didn't have a knob on it. Like Cole said, no actual physical knobby knobs to touch.
The blue snowball is not that fancy. It's like a $50 mic.
I will get new mic eventually.
Whenever everyone starts to like really listen to the podcast, hence, tell your friends.
It'll go to
We'll-
Bailey's
and then
mic
we'll-
fund.
It'll go to everybody's mic fund. But Bailey's
True.
first. So you guys have been like talking about food in the pre-show, and it's driving me nuts. So I wrote on there like top 5 foods. People just need to get to know us a little bit better, I think. You know, we're just some voices that are just telling them random shit they might already know.
Yep.
But I'll hit with Bailey because you had Five Guys, which I haven't had
Oh.
Five Guys in forever.
It's so good.
It is.
Great. It's very greasy burger, but it's worth it. Mushrooms on the burger are the right choice.
No.
Yes.
No.
I had to say I'm with
Oh.
Cole a bit. It has to be a
Yes.
mushroom
See,
Swiss.
Ryan
A
is-
mushroom Swiss. It has to be like made for it.
Well, but okay, you can decide not to have mushrooms on it because it's fat. Guys, you can do whatever you want, but I like the mushrooms. They're yummy.
Crash is about to be banned. in, like, a
Green
spare
olives on a
second here.
burger. It's not a fucking pizza, Josh.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, that's terrible. Olives are the worst thing I think on the face of the planet. Courtney likes them, and
We can all
I take
agree,
olives
no green
over
olives.
mushrooms.
I've never had an olive burger. Please tell me it's made of something other than olives.
Like that fucking portobello mushroom burger you're telling us about.
You know what? That's
What
actually not that bad.
What kind of fucking madman is like, you know what? This burger, too much beef. Actually, I don't want any beef. I want a mushroom. Who the
Actually,
fuck
burger
thought
without
of that?
beef. No beef.
Fucking, these vegans need to be stopped.
Hey, now don't question the vegan was actually pretty good to me for a while.
Yeah, for a while, then you smartened up and started eating meat again.
You know, we still don't even eat that much meat. We still don't. Like it's every once in a while, but we still don't. It's like it's a nice healthy balance. I always say that like to people that wanted to know, like it expanded my palate, and then whenever I came, oops, sorry, hit the mic, so terrible.
Come on now.
I edit that out. Whenever everything came back together, and we got back to like normal eating, so to speak, the palate was just that much more expanded. Like I tried all sorts of different foods. And speaking of the more food here, Bailey, what's some of your favorite food?
Burger's pretty good. Favorite foods. I love curry. Curry's bomb. We love curry. We love
Yeah.
sushi. Sushi is also bomb. Other favorite foods. Pizza. Can't go wrong with pizza. Can always have pizza.
I think pizza's like on everybody's list, right?
It better
Probably.
be. It's like pizza. You can have anything on your pizza. You can make a million different pizzas. Dessert pizza. It's like a big cookie.
That's true.
Yeah, probably spaghetti. Spaghetti's also good. Like noodles.
I'm just reading Crash in the chat there. He's pretty active today. I like it. Thanks for
Mhm.
being here, Crash. Cole, what about you?
So are we going like very general, like favorite foods?
Up
Like,
to
oh,
you.
I love Mexican food. Or are we going more specific?
Go
It's
more
up to you. If you have a,
specific.
if
You
you,
can't just say
okay.
Mexican food. No, I say no.
All right, so if we're going more specific, I think number one on my list would be like choripollo, which is a Mexican dish that has where it's like chicken chorizo and like a cheese sauce. Fucking, it's fantastic. There's a spot in Madison, South Dakota that I first had it at, and it's become like my favorite thing. So I put that at number one. Number two, I'd probably say ramen, like actual authentic ramen, not the like 50-cent shit you buy in the grocery store. Um, okay, so that I'd probably say sushi, number three. Number four, go with pizza. No safe answer. And five, oh man, five five is tough because there's a lot of things that could like take up that fifth slot. But I think I'll go Five Guys. Five Guys is just fucking for a burger joint. It's probably one of the best you could go to.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love all that.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Bailey.
Oh no, we just went there. Every time we go there, at least Seth notices, my boyfriend. I don't, but they always say he always says they raise the prices every time we go. So seems like it's a little bit more expensive. I think my burger was like $8 today, like just plain. I feel like
I
I don't know. He
mean,
says they always go up, but I don't know. They're a good burger. It's worth it.
Yeah, and plus you get free
they're worth it.
toppings too.
I always load that shit on. It's free. Put it all on there.
Hell yeah.
I'll take it all.
Hell yeah, brother.
Borther.
I actually made a list last night unofficially, but apparently Courtney was writing it down because she knew I'd forget. So I actually like had it straight up written down for me by her. But some of the obviously pizza is on the list here because in Buffalo, like pizza and wings are king. Like, so I have a million places to choose from. So the wings here are great. So I'm gonna put those at the top right away. And then Courtney actually makes a tuna casserole, and it sounds so like basic, but it is so freaking good the way that she does it. It's just a perfect bake on top. And then I went with Vietnamese pho because that is hands down one of the easiest things to just go out and get and enjoy.
I have
And
not
just
had that yet.
it's so good, dude.
And
It's
I live like
it's
2 blocks away from a fucking pho place. I could just walk there and have a bowl if I wanted, but I haven't gone yet.
it's a cousin of ramen, so I mean you'll feel right at home.
Mhm.
Like you won't have any problems. The ingredients are slightly different, but it's essentially to me very close, and I enjoyed both. And then the last one is one of the last ones actually. Courtney's double chocolate chip cookies. We actually got stoned in South Carolina like long time ago, like a couple years now. And she took two of those and made ice cream sandwiches out of them, and it was just like the best thing ever. So I would put that right on at the very, very
Can
top. And
Courtney
then,
make me ice cream sandwiches? What? I want some. Send me
well,
some over.
the thing was is that these cookies were like so like complicated to make, and it just took her so long, and just the thought of it being on a like the perfect ice cream sandwich, it's just amazing. It ended up being great, and of course, a salute to my mom's apple crisp that she's been making my entire life, like
Mm.
like a go-to solid. Shout out to my mom and that whole recipe. I think that might have been passed down too. I'm not sure.
No, I feel like
Ask
I
her
kind of
that.
fucked up on my list because I didn't put any dessert items. So if I
Uh,
could go back and like change mine,
Oh yeah, do it, do it, do
I'd
it.
take burgers off and put like cheesecake at number 5.
oh, I'd put cheesecake and pumpkin pie. Take off pizza. I don't eat pizza that much. Or burgers. Take them off.
Well, good, good. I'm glad. It's all fair. We can go back and just pretend it never happened.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah, this is the whole thing. So we wrote down on here. So the party foul of double dipping. You guys ever like done it at a party, or you just not? I don't know anyone that's really on board with like double dipping and like being okay.
No.
Definitely not at a party. if it's like I'm at my own house and it's just me, then I don't care.
Oh yeah, sure.
But
If you're in private, then go ahead, do all you want. But I'm also the kind of guy where it's like I don't really need to take 2 bites out of my chips. I just shove the whole fucking thing in my mouth.
see, I am not that person, and it makes
I
me
got
I
a big
sad.
definitely am.
mouth. I got a big mouth. I'm like a hamster. I can just shove that shit in my cheeks. Have unlimited
God.
space.
I understand. I had a hamster. His cheeks.
You know
Oh my
what?
god.
We need to take to YouTube and make some more content, and I want to see Chipmunk Cole. Like, we need to just see how much food
I
we
can
can get in
Photoshop
there.
it, or we can just like
I
the
think we're
marshmallow challenge thing. The marshmallow thing.
oh god, the
Shove
There you go.
fluffy
bunny.
bunny challenge.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, fluffy
Yeah.
bunny. Dude,
I
fucking in my high school, they did that challenge, but I think they knew that people would cheat and try eating the marshmallows in order to like, obviously not have as much in their mouth. So instead they took fucking like cotton balls and,
no.
and had people do that. And one of the people I knew that was in there, he was still eating the fucking cotton balls to take up less space in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can we do that next podcast though? Everyone goes buys marshmallows, and then we just overall
We
see
have
how
to
many
make
marshmallows
sure
we
that
put
we
out.
buy like the same marshmallows though, because I don't want to be the one showing up with the fucking jumbo marshmallows.
Just like 2.
It's like 2 normal sized marshmallows.
does it have to be jumbo marshmallows to like it? Like, is that like the size we're
No.
gonna choose though, just for the?
No, I think it's
normal
like the
ones.
normal
Just
s'mores,
the
like the
normal
traditional ones.
All
I'll
right,
go
all
buy the
right.
mini marshmallows, and it'll be the same as like the normal marshmallows.
Yeah, because
You know
Bailey's so
what?
small and mini marshmallow looks normal size anyways.
Okay.
Oh wow, you better watch out. You might have a whole community of shorter individuals. You know, the 5'2" club.
Sad.
What are they
back
going to do?
weekend.
They can't reach my face.
Okay.
They'll hit you right in the balls though. I mean, that'll be over real quick. But back to
Alrighty, fair.
the marshmallows. The marshmallows. That'll work out because I have a camping trip coming up, and I can actually just go get those.
Ooh.
And then you have to buy more for the camping trip. But
There's no. I mean, how many marshmallows do you think we're gonna fit in there?
that I don't
I
know.
mean, I'm gonna buy
We'll find
a
out.
sizable bag.
Well,
I
yeah, we'll
guess.
find out.
Crash says we're doing an over under 15 for Cole, and I said over, and he agrees. Oh, so I do have an important question though. I know we moved a little bit on past the double dipping, but dip is like an important thing to me for chip. Is there like a because we're in different parts of the country. I'm New York, South Dakota for Cole, and you're in Illinois now, right, Bailey?
Almost. They're like the same
Almost.
state. Indiana.
Indiana, damn it.
They're the same.
Come on,
They
Ryan.
look the same. They're
I
not
didn't know
too
there'd
Just
be
got
honest
there.
either.
She just got. What is your favorite dip for like potato chips?
Ooh, for
sour.
Potato
But
chips.
that one, I can't remember the name.
like sour cream and onion. The
with
old
Ruffles.
Dutch, the old Dutch
Yes,
sour cream and
with
onion.
Ruffles.
Yep.
I can eat a whole
So
container.
Old Dutch. I don't know what that is.
It's a very Midwest thing. It's
Okay.
yeah. So
Look it up real
if you're
quick.
from the Midwest, everybody knows Old Dutch, like sour cream and onion, or there's French onion. I think that one is probably my favorite. I think
French
there's
onion,
also there's probably more flavors like something with bacon, probably ranch, other flavors like that. But it's a Midwest staple for
It's like a white
chip
tub
dip.
with green on it. The sour cream and onion with Ruffles.
Yep.
Oh no, that's dangerous.
It really is.
Okay, so Buffalo area isn't the only place that has a straight up like crack based, I should say, crack based French onion dip because here we have bison dip, and it's oh my, I have not. So when we lived in South Carolina, I searched stores for months, I would say, trying to find anything that would like closely replicate it because everything else tastes like garbage. At least down that way. Down that way. I can't speak for the Midwest Old Dutch. I'll take your word for it.
So good.
I mean I won't say anything until I try it. You'll have to like somehow ship me it, and like in one of those like Hungry Root or meal deal websites
Yep.
style package. Just send it to me, and I'll ship one back. But
I'll
that
ship you
stuff right there
one.
is crack.
I'll ship you one if Courtney ships me cookies. I need a trade.
This is
need
our
cookies.
I
food
feel like
trade
she
deal.
won't do it. I feel like she won't
No.
do it because the labor that is involved in that
Yeah,
versus
it's
the labor of
Just
you
send me the
driving your
recipe.
car.
I understand.
Yeah,
Listen,
bison dip for me is like, oh my god, it is the best. The only thing that came close was hell of a good, which is like the generic stuff, like from like Walmart or Sam's Club. I think it is. At least it was down there.
Okay, so if that's our go-tos for potato chips, what about tortilla chips? Like plain salted tortilla chips. What's the go-to dip?
Haley, go ahead.
me go ahead. I love guac. Guac is
Sorry,
great.
I had a cough there. Sorry, that's why I said
No,
go
you're
ahead.
good. I love guac. I can do guacamole all day. And then I don't know if I have like a specific like salsa brand. We just like buy whatever. But if I would say number one, probably guac. Guac just takes a lot to make though, because the avocados go bad in like 0.2 seconds. But guac.
Oh, that freaks me out about avocados, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like Courtney's really
they go
into them
bad like really quick.
before your eyes, quick.
Pretty
I know
much.
I was stressed out this morning about my avocados because on the weekend me and Seth go out to eat lunch. And on the weekdays I like stay in and I got avocados on Friday. I'm like freaking out. I'm like, are they even gonna be good on Monday? I've never been more stressed out about food than I am stressed out about avocados all the time. Just so stressed.
So
I mean, they're all right.
what about you, Ryan? What's your dip?
I mean, it's got to be salsa for tortilla chips. If I'm in a desperate mood, I'll use the bison dip because that's like it just solves all problems. Um, but I think one of my favorites is from Trader Joe's. It's like a fire roasted salsa.
Mhm.
It's so good, and they also have like what was it, the cowboy caviar? That's what it's called. It's got like
Mm,
corn and black beans and stuff.
yeah,
Okay,
that's so good.
okay. I've heard of
It's like a
that,
sweet
but
and spicy. It's
That's
sweet
my
and
number
spicy. It's
2.
real good.
It's so
Alright.
good.
I think my go-to is probably like queso.
Oh.
Queso.
And which I'm surprised neither of you guys brought up.
Queso's it's good, but I'm more of a salsa kind of guy, for sure. Do you oh shoot, I was just thinking of it. Crap. It came in and I answered the question. I freaking forgot. It was something to do with around here they have the chicken wing dip for that. It's actually like Frank's hot sauce, actual bits of chicken, whole bunch of freaking cream cheese, and you bake it and then
Okay.
scoop up and fill your
So
arteries to your heart's content or
kind of
until
like
it
a
explodes.
buffalo chicken dip, but with actual chicken and
Yes.
That actually
Yes.
sounds really good.
that sounds pretty good.
It's so good and it's so greasy and you will feel like shit after eating it.
There's a dip that I
That is the
learned to
Buffalo way.
make. There's a dip that I learned to make in middle school that's extremely simple to make, but it's actually really, really good. All it is like a can of your favorite salsa, a can of black beans, a can of corn, and then like shredded chicken, and you just mix it all together, and it makes a really good like chicken salsa dip.
Nice. I would mess with that.
Yeah, I
Why
haven't
the hell
made it in
not?
forever.
I can't think of anything else, but queso is a good call. I do like a good queso. I just can't think of anything else that would go well with it.
I feel like mostly though with queso, it has to be like a good homemade queso. I haven't come across like a truly good like store brand or just like pre-made queso.
I've seen on TikTok they do like skillet queso where they put all the stuff in a skillet and then you bake it. It's like ground beef and like some jalapenos and some like rotel tomatoes and like huge blocks of cheese. You put it all in your skillet, you like throw it in the oven and you just bake it and then you take it out and you mix it all together. And it looks so good. I want to try it.
That actually sounds pretty good.
It's dope.
That actually does sound really freaking good. All right. And I think we wanted to talk about the Olympics. What I
Definitely
mean,
current
I
event.
guess I guess I do have like an overall question though.
Mhm.
Do you think the Olympics are like even as close to their popularity that it once was, like last time around? I kind of feel like everyone's just kind of like, oh yeah, that was supposed to happen last year, and we're over it now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just in like a minority there that feels that way.
I think it depends. I think a lot of people have certain people in the Olympics that they really like, or like they'll get invested into something like this swimmer who was like I think she was like 15 or 16 from like Alaska. Like a lot of people I think got really invested in like her story because she's so young. So I think if people get invested into like certain people, um, I think that helps. But I mean, they've added a lot of like new sports or skateboarding now in the Olympics.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool. Um,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
so I wish I just didn't have a lot of time to watch it. There's just so much stuff going on. But I mean, I guess I could see it being a little less um watched as it was previously, but probably not by
That was
much.
Lily from Alaska, 17-year-old
Mm-hmm.
that won that.
That's
That's
I'll-
crazy.
awesome.
I also think that with everything that's kind of been going on in the world, past year, people probably aren't focused on the Olympics as much as they normally would. They're just focused on more than just the Olympics, and
Getting
probably
caught up,
focus more on themselves.
Yeah, I can
getting
see
caught
that.
up with friends and family. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. At least it's still happening, even though things are kind of effed up still a little bit. People are still getting COVID over there, no matter what. I don't think there's any avoiding it. Um, then there's the Simone Biles um story that was eye opening to a lot of people, including myself. I mean, I always know that there's pressure on these athletes. You hear about it, but you never actually really see the behind the scenes until something like this happens, where like someone does reach a point where they can't. It isn't. I don't even want. It's not even cracking under the pressure. It's literally just reaching a breaking point. Like it's not. She didn't want to hurt herself.
Hmm.
I mean, you can actually end your life by not landing one of these tricks correctly.
Yeah, and she does some crazy things that I read somewhere, I'm not sure if I saw on like a TikTok or I read online somewhere that a lot of her crazy tricks, they don't score very high because they don't want other people to like try and do them. Because they could hurt themselves because she's just like so above everyone else in terms of like the amount of like the crazy tricks that she can do, like floor routines and stuff. And so they like purposefully don't score them as high as some other stuff just so people don't try them. And I feel like in some ways Simone Biles is like the face of like the US Olympics team, and that can be like a very big burden if she doesn't perform or whatnot. I just feel like she has so much pressure on her, and everyone knows her name. Like a lot of people know a lot of other Olympics, but like Olympic players and stuff, but I feel like she's been so big and she's been to like this is her like second or third, and I mean it's understandable that she doesn't want to do it anymore. I could never do that. Be on TV and every single news article everywhere. That'd be so stressful.
Yeah, I can't imagine the amount of pressure that those athletes are under, because you know you think about it, they are representing their country on a world stage, going against other countries, which just being at that high level of athleticism is impressive in itself. Then you're competing against other athletes from all around the world that are as good or maybe even better than you. It's an insane amount of pressure, but I'm just glad that Simone Biles was able to reflect on herself and realize that she was in a space that would hinder her performance, and she decided to step away and focus on herself rather than letting the whole image of you're supposed to be representing your country affect her and force her to compete.
I mean, that's like the hardest part though, is like recognizing whenever it's time to stop for an athlete. I mean, I think at one point, but Cole, did you play sports too?
Never like on an actual team, just recreationally.
Oh, okay, so Bailey, whenever like it's time to call it quits, like in like whenever it was like whether it's like graduating high school or whatever, it still sucks like stopping to play the sport. I mean, I stopped at college, like after playing a little bit of college soccer, but it still freaking sucked. But it has to be like crushing to do it. I mean, that was just college. College is over. Move on. You know. But
Yeah.
she is at the top of the world, and being able to pull herself down off of that pedestal was huge, and it did bring a huge spotlight onto like mental health
Hmm.
in sport in
Hmm.
general, not just gymnastics. I think we're going to start to see a lot more people recognizing signs, or maybe have more evaluations. I think they should, just to help out people. You don't want anyone to get hurt trying to just to compete doing things they love. That would just be like, why would anyone compete then if you're just going to get hurt from
Yeah.
just pushing yourself too far?
Yeah, I think it sends a really good message to just a lot of people in general. That if you know that something's off, like you're not happy or there's a lot of pressure on you, to just take a step back and focus on yourself and get the help that you need. I think it's really important that a figure like Simone Biles did this.
Mhm.
Something did just pop in my head where sometimes you wonder if the athletes are really in control, whether it doesn't matter what sport it is, whether someone's being the puppet master, pulling the strings and directing them, forcing them. At least it shows that in this particular situation, the athlete was in control of their own destiny to
Hmm.
do what they felt comfortable with and wasn't forced. And even if I'm not accusing anybody, even if they did, she still told them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm gonna do. So I had to say mad props go out to Simone Biles for just doing what she thought was right for herself and the team.
Hmm.
I think because we ended up winning anyways. Like as a country, we got all around gold anyways. So I think she comes out looking like a hero in my book. So
Hmm.
um,
I agree.
but hey, speaking of winning, US is winning in the medal count. BT Dubs
The
59
overall
as of it today, 8-1.
the overall medal count of like all the countries, I think the US is ahead of everyone by like 500 medals or something. I feel like
Oh,
the US is
overall.
at like yeah, I think the US is at like 1,000 overall, and like the next is at like 500. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's a big gap in between. Um,
Let's
but I
see.
could be wrong. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. Hopefully, I didn't just say false information. That would suck.
Can I sort it by total? Oh, wow. Combined total. For the summer games, we have 2,523 medals total. The next closest is the Soviet Union or ROC. Well, they're probably listed differently actually. Um, but yeah, at 1,010.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
it's
Combined, we have 2,828, and Soviet Union has 1,204.
mhm.
So
So yeah,
go us.
yeah.
We win.
Woo.
I hate to say it like that. I mean, we do.
Yeah, yeah.
Facts.
We won. We all won. I want a participation trophy
Can I
for
have a
being an
medal,
American
please?
citizen.
Isn't though? Isn't that how we seem though as fans? Whenever you say, if for those watching the live stream, if you look in Cole's background there over his shoulder, there's a Cowboys thing now. Cole, whenever you say the Cowboys and you talk about the team, do you say, "Hey, we did really good this year"? Like you were there, pat on the back, give him a slap on the butt.
I
Because I know
hate
I do.
I hate to say it, but yeah, I do do that. Fucking with the Cowboys, it's the same. How about them Cowboys? We them boys. So
We
It's actually true. You have the worst team in the world for that.
We're not the worst at anything. We're America's team. Put some fucking respect on our names.
Mm.
See, there we go. Our
America's
names.
team as football is an American sport.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's
But
a
what?
lot of American teams, though. There's a lot of teams in America. We're just America's team.
Okay.
Fair. I just
Nobody
find
says
it
it about the
funny 'cause,
Packers.
they're just called the Pack.
Fine.
The
Yeah, the Pack.
It's a proper
What?
noun.
I mean, we're the cheese heads, but yeah, sure.
That's the fan base, though.
I'll put cheese on my head. Cheese hats are pretty cool.
They actually kind of
cheese.
are.
Actually
They're
kinda want one of
so
them.
fucking ridiculous.
We did want to give a salute to one of the Olympians that were participating. She is from the ROC, which, in case those of you didn't know, it is oh crap, what does that stand for? It's Russian Olympic Committee, I believe.
I
I
had
feel like
no
it has
idea.
to be. It's Russian.
Hang on.
I saw
something.
ROC. I thought it meant like
Yes.
Republic of something. Republic of Colombia. I had no fucking idea what ROC stood for.
The ROC stands for the Russian Olympic Committee.
Okay.
Makes
These
sense.
are the individuals. Yep. These are the individuals that are allowed to compete in the Olympics, representing Russia, that were not a
Hmm.
part of the doping scandal. That got them banned from the Olympics until the next one. So Russia is actually officially banned, but the Russia Olympic Committee is like a separate non-government thing.
Okay,
Group
so
that they formed.
it's like
They're
if
from
there's the
Russia.
USA team, but then there's a separate committee if something happened with the USA team. It wouldn't be listed as USA.
It's a way, I think, to not punish athletes that were actually doing the right thing, just because of the actions of others.
Mhm.
I agree with that. For example, hang on, I really got to look at how to pronounce. I'm trying to look at how to pronounce her name here. I can bring up this article for us. It basically, there is a ROC athlete, Vitalina Batshara Shinka, I believe. Batshara, I can't even pronounce it. I'm so sorry.
Bachulashinka.
Batshara Shinka. There we go. Thank you, Cole. She actually is a video game fan she's a Witcher fan, and she has actually just won gold in pistol marksman at 10mm air pistol. It is actually pretty sick. She wears a medallion around her freaking neck. That is the Witcher medallion.
That is so
badass.
sick. Like not only to be a fan of the series, just to say you're a fan, but to actually go out there and rep it with some merchandise. That's actually so freaking sick.
And yeah, in 2016, she wore hanging from her pants, her competition pants. So let me see if I can.
Yeah, it also looks like she had some like Witcher stuff in the 2016, like illustrations on her, like because they wear like glasses for shooting. She had like illustrations of it on her glasses too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this article comes courtesy of Kotaku by Luke Plunkett. For reference, for those who are watching with us live on Twitch. I just thought it was like a cool little thing. Like, she doesn't like wear for any sort of like, someone's like, oh, do you think it brings you good luck? She's like, no, it's just a freaking medallion that I like. I just kind of like, it's that Russian attitude of like, no, don't be stupid. It's just a freaking medallion. Like, but
Yeah, it's like, what's the symbolism behind it? There is none. I like it.
It's just, I like it. But yeah, she won gold. She actually does love the game, the actual community behind it. She's a huge fan. So I just wanted to point that out real quick. Have you guys had anything that you have enjoyed from the Olympics?
I haven't paid
Anything
attention
that
at
jumped
all.
out at you? What's that?
I personally have not really paid attention to the Olympics at all. I've just like see some headlines or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And this is like probably the first time in a long time where I really didn't care much for watching the Olympics. I'm like, it's happening, but
Well, we're tearing it up in United States, tearing it up in swimming. But the big names coming out, obviously, you have Simone Biles and her drop back from the competition. But Kayla Dressel, Katie Ledecky, mentioned the young girl before from Alaska, absolutely killing it. We actually had an Olympic record broken yesterday in women's 100 meter um, from Jamaica. She destroyed it. So those are just some, I guess, some highlights really quick of what's going on in the Olympics we want to talk about. Is anything coming to mind for you, Bailey?
Cool stuff. I think it's cool that they're like adding stuff. I enjoyed like the skateboarding and stuff. It's just a lot different. I think it's nice to have sports because I feel like or just to introduce sports more around the world. I'm not sure if I'm assuming I think I know, I think Seth told me this, but skateboarding definitely originated, I think, in like the US, probably just I think it'd be cool to like get that out there. It's something that like any country can do and they maybe will do it more because it's in the Olympics now. People want to go for that. I think it's cool that they're always adding new stuff. They added a mixed like relay where the genders, I think I'm not sure. So there's men and women running in this relay. I think that's really cool. So it's not just like a men or a woman event. It's both in one event. I thought that was awesome. They did get disqualified because someone told someone to stand in the wrong place. They were gonna win by like a mile, but I think they said they're gonna like redo it or whatever. And because it wasn't their fault, someone told someone to stand in the wrong place that wasn't like their team. So,
Mm.
um, but still, I think like adding events like that is cool, where it's not just only women can do this one or only men can do this one or whatever. I think it's cool that they're just like having a mixed. Um, and yeah, so I was also reading up on this Russia thing. It's only a 2-year ban. Um, so it's for
Yeah, they'll be
this
back.
Olympics and like the 2022. So and then that woman with the pistol shooting actually won the first gold medal for that ROC Russian Olympic Committee, and then they'll go back to just being Russia at the next Olympics, whenever that is. So
Okay.
yeah.
And there were the four sports that were added this year were yeah, skateboarding, karate, surfing, and sport climbing. That actually is it literally just like
Is
a
that the one where they
15-meter
race up?
wall?
Yeah, that's when they race up the walls super fast. Those are crazy. They look like actual
That sounds
Spider-Man.
awesome.
It takes
That
like
is really cool.
15 seconds to do this like 4-story thing, and they're just like they just like go up it super fast. They look like Spider-Man. It's crazy.
I mean, are
I
you
could
guys
never.
surprised that skateboarding took so freaking long to get added to the
I,
Olympics?
I just think some of those sports that originated in the US and haven't been around for super long. I think skateboarding's only really been a thing for it's not been that long, has it? It's
Probably
only 50, like
since 80s, 90s.
yeah, so
80s.
it's hard for a sport that's so new, I think to be put in the Olympics or like a sport like rugby's in the Olympics, but I'm not sure if football could ever be in the Olympics because football is so like a US centered
Oh, we would
thing.
dominate it.
So it yeah, so I think skateboarding could be cool because it's not like it's more individual and it could give another reason, like great snow a lot of snowboarders skateboard, but they might not skateboard around the country. So I think skateboarding is pretty cool, but
Mhm.
I'm not surprised that it took this long to add it. So
The reason I brought it up is I you have in the winter games you already have snowboarding, which is actually around the same age as skateboarding. I might even
oh,
be younger.
oh,
Um, but I always like people were like, I guess some people were saying, oh, like, oh, this is dumb because it's not a sport or whatever. And one, wrong. It is a sport because it
wrong.
takes athleticism, intelligence, a little bit of creative free will as far as like your tricks and stuff.
Mhm.
But competitions are judged in the same exact manner as say not same exact manner. Sorry, they are a judged competition via judges putting out scores, just like figure skating is, just like the Olympic, like the half pipe scores, gymnastics, actual dance. There's a ton of them, so I don't see why people are like, "Oh, this isn't a sport," because it's the same thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of old coots that are like, oh, they're ruining my Olympics. I want to see people run and run only.
Run and run
Right.
only, and throw the
Yeah.
big stick in the air
Yeah.
into the ball and chain. That looks like fun.
Yeah, they want
Mhm.
Olympics to just be like track and field essentially. But I think
Yeah.
it's awesome that they're starting to add more to the Olympics, like skateboarding, like you said, karate. I think something that I personally would really like to see is if they did MMA. Although I know people are going to be up in arms about that too, because even in like the combative Olympic events like Taekwondo and karate, they wear protective gear, whereas MMA, it's like, no, the only protective gear we got are mouth guards and gloves.
Mhm.
But that's something that I personally like to see because it's something that I love so much about MMA is it's a clash of a bunch of different fighting styles, and it kind of showcases like what style works where and like who can really implement the styles the best. So I think seeing that in the Olympics would be really freaking cool.
I like everything about it. I don't know if there's gonna be another sport I could think they could add, but I think skate in general just added a whole other audience to come and see the Olympics and experience it for the first time, and also for the athletes to go and like check it out and be like, "Hey, we're actually here for once." It must be awesome, like to see all that. Just imagine being like a skateboarder, like someone who's been competing like X Games and shit, and all of a sudden you're able to go and like check out other events and sports that you thought you would never even you may not even known existed. And the same thing goes for all the other athletes too. But I don't know. I think that'd be dope just to walk around and see all that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it opens up for a lot of X Games athletes. You know, they have like I'm not sure like the actual technical terms, but like they do like similar stuff with like the scooters and like rollerblades and stuff, or like BMX bikes, or they could do more of like that stuff if they wanted to. It'd be more, I think that would draw if they're looking for more of like a younger audience and not an audience that just religiously watches the Olympics because they want to like cheer for the US or whatever, that are like, you know, like a little bit older maybe, but if you want to draw in some younger people, I think getting some of like the X Games kind of sports related to that over to the Olympics might be a good way to do that.
We were talking about football earlier, though. We kind of like dipped into it with like talking a little trash about the Cowboys for a second there, even though I
Hey,
like them a bit, a bit.
easy
They're not
now.
bad. They don't like do anything for me, or they don't, and they also at the same time don't do anything to like make my day bad. Like there's like Cowboys are just there, and everyone knows who they are, and they've won enough championships to be like, hey, you can't talk shit about us, haha.
Except the
Like
problem is they haven't won a fucking Super Bowl since like '96.
Yeah, it was
that's
like recently.
better
That's
than
not
my team.
as that's better than never winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Vikings, they suck. I hope they never
Uh,
win a Super Bowl because then I have that over all of the. Granted, I don't live next to Minnesota anymore, or in Minnesota anymore, so I don't have to hang that over their heads. You don't have a Super Bowl.
no, I'm
Ha.
just in a never-ending cycle of disappointment with the Bills.
I understand.
Just never ends. I mean, Bailey, we have the whole we went 4 times to the Super Bowl and 4 times can't do it. I can see the
I,
see look at the reactions. It's obvious. It's
Di-
sad.
Didn't
Oh
didn't
god.
you guys go to the Super Bowl like 4 times in a row and
Oh
lost
yeah.
every time?
Yeah. Yes.
hmm.
That is fact. Yes, sir. Thank you for opening up that
I
little
just
wound there
Yeah.
just
and
wanted a little
spitting some salt
Can
clarification.
we put that
on
in
there.
capital letters across the screen on like the Twitch stream? 0-4, 4 years in a row. Sad face Bills.
uh
Yeah,
Well,
at least
you guys
you
got a
really.
good team now though. You guys got a really good team.
yeah,
Now,
go
do
for
you guys have a good team?
Bills.
Or
I'm
Cowboys?
not gonna
Oh,
answer that.
Cowboys go. Yeah, Cowboys. Are they gonna be good?
The problem with the Cowboys always has a really good team. It's just they're plagued mostly by injuries and a lot of like really bad coaching decisions. Because like last year, I was probably the most hyped for the Cowboys because they were going to have a new head coach and Mike McCarthy, a former Packers head coach, got rid of Jason Garrett, but ironically, Jason Garrett went to the Bills. But oh no, it was Bills or Giants, wasn't it? I don't know, some New York team. Fucking New York has too many damn teams. But yeah, we finally got new head coach. But then early on in the season, some of the cracks were showing, and then Dak Prescott got injured, and that really fucked up Dallas's entire season because they went through like 4 or 5 different quarterbacks after Prescott.
I know. Oh my god. That couldn't have been fun to watch. It was like probably like squeezing onto a towel extremely hard every single game, trying not to rip it in half. Because you're wondering what new fresh hell awaits you each week.
Yeah, it really sucked. I was genuinely heartbroken when I saw Prescott's injury, but yeah, it was a hard season just in general. Although Dallas almost beat the Steelers, which was hilarious because I was watching that game with my uncle, who is a Steelers fan, and my uncle was cussing out the TV like crazy anytime the Steelers did something stupid. Like they had like 3 or 4 turnovers, I think within their first 6 possessions. So yeah, the Steelers were such an overrated team last year. They had such an easy schedule, but because they were undefeated, everybody's like, "Oh, it's the Steelers season. The Steelers are going to take the Super Bowl." But then they lost to the Bengals. Like the Bengals were the only team to beat them like 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Bengals.
No, I'm not doubting it. I just didn't know. I
Or
didn't know the stats.
no.
I don't know the stats on that section on that
No,
portion of the league. I'm not
Browns.
really
I think
up
it was
to-
the Browns, not the Bengals.
Oh, okay. I didn't like follow other teams too much this year. I don't know. I kind of got lazy on sports. I know what's going on. Like I know what the record was during the season. I listened to it on the radio. I didn't pay attention to it, so I didn't know that stat.
I was like, you sound like Seth. He's a Bears fan. He has Bears blankets. Does he ever watch a Bears game? Not really.
That's because Seth is a sophisticated gentleman like myself, and we like to watch Formula One racing. Thank you very much.
I don't know the last
Yeah,
time he's
okay.
watched Formula One racing, but okay.
Because I think it's because you guys moved, and is there a B Dubs nearby?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We
of
just
course.
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
Seth always gets fried pickles from there.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
Don't
okay,
mention
so he can still watch it. He's just choosing not to. Okay.
He's lazy.
I didn't even see who won today's race, but that's off topic of football. There, sorry. So
But yeah, quarterback injuries. Huh. I don't even know. I don't know how the Packers are going to do this year. Aaron Rodgers has a foot out the door. And I
Yeah.
think he's in this season. I thought he wasn't going to be in this season. I was kind of hoping that we had a new quarterback because I kind of would like a quarterback who's like in it instead of a quarterback who's like half out of it.
I mean, the problem is Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. Like,
Yeah.
he's not the most athletic when it comes to being on the run, but his accuracy and his power is one of the best out there. So
Mhm.
won't deny that.
Mhm.
Won't
Yeah.
even contest it.
And they offered him like a 2-year extension that would have made him the highest paid quarterback, and he declined
Again.
it. So he just wants to go. He doesn't want to quit yet or retire. He just wants to go somewhere else, which I can understand. I don't know. I like our new offensive coach, but I just don't know if they get along. Rodgers wants to do what he wants to do. He doesn't care if he gets injured. And the coach is like, wait, maybe you shouldn't do this. And he's like, no, I'm the quarterback. So I think
mean,
he wants to go somewhere else, which I don't
do you
care
think
for.
Do you think he should be allowed to do whatever he wants? Do you think that the team would benefit if they just let him do a Brady scenario where like he just runs it and doesn't give a shit what anyone else says?
He has been the only problem is it's like I feel
He
like
always gets
2
injured
or
when he
he
runs.
always gets
Well,
injured.
not even run, but like I mean, if he chose to run, then I guess that would be his what he wanted to do, running the offense. But like, would you do you think it'd be better if they just let him do like a Brady and like, hey, I'm gonna call the plays, just like just ignore what's going on from the coaching staff sometimes? You think it'd be
I
better?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like they just wanna make sure that he's not gonna get injured and, if he has plays for that, and their offensive line was kind of, it wasn't the best. Their Packers defense is great. Their offensive line is left to be desired, but much left to be desired. But so it just depends on what kind of plays he can pull off. He really likes to hold the ball for a long time and make sure someone's open instead of just, oh, I'm definitely gonna throw it to this guy no matter what. Snaps it, throws it immediately without any second thought. I feel like he really sits back there and thinks a lot, and sometimes people get through, and then he gets tackled again and again and again and again. And again. So I don't know. They I feel like he can't have all the control, but I think he should be able to do kind of what he wants. I don't know. There's has to be a mix in there somewhere.
Yeah, and I don't think that it should really be on the quarterback's job to call the play from the very beginning because that's what you have an offensive staff for. But
Mhm.
True.
it's definitely it definitely should be on the quarterback to when they're on the lineup to read what the defense is doing and make the changes where you see fit, like call an audible and stuff like that. But I will say I agree with Bailey though, where it seems like Roger holds the ball for a long time because I personally don't see the Packers run like a lot of really short routes where it's really quick passes. I see a lot of like more deep slant routes, play actions, stuff like that where Rogers is having to wait and hope that his man beats the corner or whoever's beats the one-on-one and gets open down the field.
Yeah, I feel like he throws it away a lot more than a lot of other quarterbacks. Just because he's waited for too long and there's no one's gonna be open, so he has to throw it away. But I mean, it works. So I mean, if it didn't work, they might probably would change it. But I don't know. This season is gonna be it's either gonna be trash or it's gonna be okay. It's nothing in between.
I think this
What's
season,
okay
if
for them? Like, what's the okay standard for Packers fans? I don't know.
We usually our
Like playoff
division,
expectations?
we usually make it to the playoffs. Our division isn't the best. I mean, we usually the Vikings are have not had a good quarterback in a majillion years, and then they gave away their good quarterback, and then Bridgewater is doing amazing in for the Saints, whatever. So I just think it's funny that they never have a good quarterback. So Vikings don't usually do very well. The Lions never really do very well, and the Bears they've gotten better, but their quarterback is still they had a good defense going, and then their quarterback is still kinda so usually make it to the playoffs. Playoffs is okay. We usually don't make it very far in the playoffs, but we usually make it to the playoffs. Playoffs would be okay. Trash would be we just like lose everything. We're like the next Browns. Just crash and
yeah,
burn.
yeah, I think for Aaron Rodgers playing this season, it's going to be a make or break season for if he stays with the Packers or not.
Yeah, I think no
If he
matter what
even
he's gonna
stays.
leave, but
Yeah.
he just doesn't want to be there. It's okay.
I would want. I honestly, I don't know if I would want him to be there. If he doesn't want to be there, then like I don't want you here either, bud. Like I know it sucks, it's a lot of money or whatever, but I don't want you playing for me if you don't want to play because you're just gonna lose. You're gonna make dumb mistakes. He is Aaron Rodgers and he's great, but I mean, eventually something's gotta. He's human, you know.
Yeah.
You want to
Yeah.
be there, but why are you gonna want to play? I'd rather
Yeah.
see him leave and be successful.
Yeah, I
Put
think
the
I don't know
software
if
new guy.
it's under contract or he just didn't I think he decided, like, too late or something,
Oh, is
that
it?
he
He's
wanted
stuck?
to leave. He's stuck for this season, so hopefully,
Okay.
and he'll leave next season. I'm almost gonna guarantee that because he already declined a 2-year extension, so he
Okay,
won't
good.
retire. He'll just leave and go somewhere else. But I hope that means that he'll play good, so people will want him more. I don't know. I hope he doesn't just feel like, like senior year of high school, you just don't want to do anything. You're like about to leave anyways. So it's like, why do good? But I feel like I hope he does good. That's
For your
insane.
sake, at least.
Yeah.
And
It's not fun to watch football when they're not doing good.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel that.
for once, I'm on the opposite spectrum. I feel like actually, I know that I was alive during the Super Bowl runs. I don't know if you guys saw it on the stream. I did have Bills 0-4 in the Super Bowl on the screen there. Um, but I'm actually excited for like the first time in my adult life for the Bills because it's just been constant disappointment almost my entire life. So this year, like expectation is playoffs for once. It's such a foreign concept. So, but we actually I like it though because our draft picks were how many did we have? 1, 2, 3 O line in the first in the draft
Oh,
this year.
nice.
And a wide receiver. Um, so they're building around Josh Allen, which is the way it should be. We
Mhm.
just haven't had that. We haven't had a quarterback. We've gone through so many quarterbacks and head coaches. They're just like changing shirts each day. It's it's so bad.
Yeah,
So we actually have like someone solid.
Josh Allen's growth has surprised me to say the least. He has grown so much as a quarterback, and it's been
I
very
actually got
impressive.
goosebumps thinking about it. Like legit, like we're actually gonna maybe do well. I'm hoping. I do have I did have a prediction from not the beginning of this season, but the previous season. Because that's whenever we had Allen and everyone was like riding. They had everything riding on him. And they still do, but it was the very beginning, and I said the Bills have 3 years to win the Super Bowl, or otherwise they're not going to win it because the Patriots will come back. Like the
Do you
Patriots
think
are not
so?
going to go anywhere. Well, that and Miami, because Miami is getting stronger.
Mhm.
They actually gave us a little bit of a challenge this year, so it maybe not even just the Patriots, but the conferences rotate so often. And right now is our time to be on the top, but it's a short window because of Miami being down and out like we were around the same time period. Whenever the Patriots were literally just stomping us into the ground, like everybody, this the whole division, just I'm thinking like in a factory, something just a hydraulic press, just beating us down into nothing. Um, but it has to be this year because we've already had 2 seasons. Last year we got the AFC champ. This year it has to be it. Otherwise, I don't think they'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how much of a threat the Patriots are going to be this year.
Not this year.
Because I mean, they lost their superstars. They lost Brady, Gronk, and I'm pretty sure they lost Edelman as well. And last season they had Cam Newton, and Cam Newton's probably most overrated quarterback of all time.
I hate to say it because I liked him in the beginning, but the numbers don't
I mean,
reflect how I felt about him at first.
they had that really good run where they went like 12-0 or 13-0 or whatever, but that was against a super easy schedule. Then they went to the Super Bowl against the Broncos, and they fell apart, and I think you really saw Cam Newton's maturity level as a quarterback, where he was literally crawling on the sidelines, throwing a fucking temper tantrum. I'm just going to be blunt here. Cam Newton's the most overrated quarterback I've ever seen.
Fair.
Yeah.
I can't argue that. I'm thinking about all the other college quarterbacks that have come in. I think Winston is one of them too. To be honest with you, he didn't really ever do anything. But but then again, he wasn't. I don't think he was as big of a name as Cam Newton, though. I mean, Cam Newton was huge when he came in,
Yeah.
and now he's just kind of. I don't think there's any reason for it other than I think his own attitude towards the sport.
Yeah, I mean Cam Newton has like great athletic ability, but I think but that's mostly him on the run. Like his passing ability has honestly hasn't impressed me for what people say his caliber as a quarterback is supposed to be.
So,
Hmm.
who do you think is going to be tops this year? Who's going to be your pick for? We'll say you want to hit divisions, or we want to do the whole league and like Super Bowl champ.
Are we talking about who we think could go to playoffs or Super Bowl or
Let's. Who do you think will be in each championship game? And then who do you think will be the overall Super Bowl championship? We got four
um
teams.
I don't know, one of you guys want to tackle that
I don't
first?
I don't know divisions. Uh, don't hit
Oh,
me, skip me. I don't know what teams are in what, but I feel like the Buccaneers, if they have the same roster, there's no way that they don't do
Yeah.
something good.
I see. We're going to see sort of a repeat of last year. I say Bills and KC go up again. Go at it again in the AFC side for sure. I think it's gonna be. I think it could happen. No reason
Yeah.
why I can't.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think KC after last season they're probably hungry to come back and take it to the Super Bowl and win that championship again. Especially after was it 2 seasons ago they went to the Super Bowl and won Andy Reid his first championship. So I'm pretty sure they're
Big moment.
yeah, that was a huge moment. That was actually really
Andy
awesome to
Reid's a
see.
Andy Reid's a pretty. He's a good football coach.
Mhm. But yeah, I
Um,
think I think KC they're gonna be even more hungry this season. But yeah, Bills, KC definitely I think are making playoffs. Buccaneers, I I'm I'm kind of I'm really on the fence with the Buccaneers because if they have the same roster as last year, I think they have a good chance. Biggest question though is going to be Tom Brady because Tom Brady's starting to get up there in age, and I'm not going to doubt his ability as a quarterback, but I think we're starting to see the league shift a little bit from those traditional like pocket quarterbacks like Brady, Roethlisberger, the really big tall guys. I think the league is going to
mm,
start shifting a little bit more towards quarterbacks that are very athletic and can run and get out of the pocket, like Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Dak Prescott. If the fucking offensive coordinators would actually let him run, so I think it's I think this next season is going to be kind of a shake up.
I
yeah,
hope so.
I'm trying to think of who I would have for like the NFC because I mean the NFC East is well. We'll see how that one plays out. um,
I mean, the Cowboys are
crap.
literally in the worst division in the NFL, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if they won the championship for their
You know
division.
what? For you, Cole, I hope that they win. I hope that they win out the division and get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
Just
me
for you.
too. Me too.
um, I don't know, man. I could see the Bucks doing it again because the Saints I don't think are going to be there. I mean, they'll win, but I don't know if they're going to. I'll and I really hate to say that the Bucks would be there, but
I
these
don't
teams have.
want them to be there. I don't want Tom Brady to keep winning, but do I think he's going to do good next season? Probably. He's Tom Brady. He's a
I'll
wizard.
say I'd like to see Bucks and Pack get there. That'd be cool. Could they do that? Would that eventually? I mean, I guess theoretically it could play out. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say Bucks and Pack, and then Bills and Chiefs on my end. Like, see how that plays out. I think those would be some really freaking good games.
Yeah, Bills and Chiefs are going to make for a really fun game to watch.
I'm excited, but I think we're gonna wrap up here, guys. Trying to shorten it up a little bit, but we wanted to change it up and talk about some sports, the Olympics. Things going on. Training camp started for the NFL, at least for the Bills yesterday. So I mean,
Mhm.
this is already going live. So I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll bring up more sports and Anything else you guys want to add to the end of the podcast?
No, I think that's a good run.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, hey everybody, thank you for joining us on the Keyboard Podcast for episode 3. We appreciate those of you who stopped by and watched live on Twitch TV Twitch.tv/Keyboard Podcast. I always get those links are tough to just spit out sometimes. And also Cole's gonna be putting up this whole broadcast on YouTube, so go check that out. Give us a view on YouTube and tell your friends about us on your podcast services that you happen to use. So thank you everybody again, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.